Hi y'all, it's Kelly from LOCH BRIAR Knits coming to you from a cloudy Nova Scotia, Canada, where I live with my husband and my golden retriever Cinder, who's sacked out somewhere upstairs, probably the couch, in complete sloth mode. This is a knitting podcast. Thanks so much for all the returning viewers and everyone who subscribed and liked the past episodes. You guys are awesome. We're really starting to pick up some more traffic because of that. So thank you so much. For all the new viewers, thank you so much for checking us out. And I hope you'll come back and see us again. Okay, where can you find me? Here. Well done. Woo! Oh God, I didn't have enough coffee. It's early. I kicked the guys out of the house for 2 hours. What am I drinking? Let's do that. We're drinking my David's tea mug. It's boiling hot. I'm not even going to take I should probably take the top off it. But I found my stash of pumpkin chai tea that I forgot that I had in my thing there. So I'm trying some of that. I haven't tried it for a while. I like it. I'm not like in love with it. I think I gave most of it to my mom because she likes it, but it smells pretty good. Smells pretty good. I'm not drinking it yet though because I'll burn my mouth and I don't need that. So yeah, where you can find me. Instagram, I'm most active, and I'll kind of run things along the bar, on the bar under here. And also the notes, show notes will be underneath in the doobly-doo area, and also over on the Ravelry group as well. So Instagram, I'm at Kelly L. Boyce, and let's see what else. Oh my God, I really should have had more coffee. I should just stop now and go get myself a cup. Ravelry group is LOCH BRIAR Knits. My username on Ravelry is LOCH BRIAR. And the Etsy shop where I sell my hand-dyed yarns is LOCH BRIAR Knits, and the Facebook page is LOCH BRIAR Knits. Also, if any of you want to get in touch with me via email, I'm going to put the my email address down here. It's kellylboyce@gmail.com. So for any reason you get any questions, blah, 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 whatever, just drop me an email. And yeah, so I think that's everything. I think that's all the places that I'm at. So let's dive right in. I have a faux. Ta-da! Stripy socks. I finished them, and you know what that means? Because I finished them, I can now cast on my new pair in my colorway Teal It Like It Is, which I'm really looking forward to. But these are going to be for my sister because I stupidly knit them a little too big for me and they fit her perfect. So that was dumb. I really like these socks. So this is Yvie Knits, and this is her, I think the colorway is called Day to Night. So these are done. I used my Addy Turbo rockets, which honestly, those things are as sharp as my Hi-Hayas. I am convinced those are as sharp as my Hi-Hayas. I'm not going to stab myself in the finger and test it out, but I was kind of looking at them when I was knitting these ones, and I was like, those are sharp. So I think I pretty much matched up the striping almost identically. I mean, not quite, because you can kind of see the toes a little different. These are fun. I love knitting up Yvie Knit self-striping sock yarn, because you can see how she has like a thin line and the thicker lines, and I just really like the detail that makes. And I probably have about 4 more skeins of her self-striping sock yarn. So I will get to that later. But this is my finished object, a pair of socks, and I think this is maybe the fourth pair for the year. I'm sort of half-heartedly, not half-heartedly, I'm doing the box of socks, but I'm counting, I think, a couple pairs that I had started. Oh my God, my brain is so dead. I have not been sleeping. Segue. I have not been sleeping. Like for the last 6 weeks, here's what I do. I go to bed. I fall asleep around 10:30. I wake up at 1:30. Then I toss and turn until 3 o'clock, where I get up again, and then I'm just awake until my alarm goes off at 5. So I'm basically getting maybe like 3 hours of sleep a night. And that's for 6 weeks now. I ended up breaking down and taking like one of those over-the-counter sleep pills. First time I took it, nothing, didn't do a thing. Second time I took it, I had a sleepover for half the day. Because they say you should only take it if you know like you can get like minimum 8 hours of sleep. And I think I had, and they suggest kind of more like I think 9 or 10. I had 7 because I think I got to bed at 10 and then I get up at 5. So yeah, I had maximum 7 hours of sleep. I literally had a total sleep hangover until my friend and I went for a walk at lunchtime. And then I'm thinking, I feel like I'm no further ahead because I still feel completely brain dead. So I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to be in rare form this podcast because it's really catching up with me. So finished socks. What was I saying? Something about half finished socks. Oh yeah, the box of socks. So I had a couple pairs that I had started. I had the first sock done last year at the end of the year, and then I finished the pair of socks this year, like after the new year. So I'm counting those, but I'm not actually going to enter myself in the box of socks that Kristen at Yarngasm puts on every year, just because I think the parameters are that you have to, it's 12 pairs of socks, but I think they have to be for you, and I think that they have to be knit, like you can't have like whips from the previous year. So, but I'm just trying to get 12 pairs of socks done. I don't care who they're for because these are from my sister, but I'm counting them. And I've had a couple of whips from last year. So, whatevs. So that's my finished object. Boo! Now we're going to dive right in to, I'm trying to find a place to put these. I'm all jammed in here. If I have to make a fast exit, it's going to get ugly. Let's see, what can we, you know what, on my last episode, the Free or Fade, that I was like this far from being done, I did not work on at all. Not even, I don't even think I took it out of the bag. And that's because I started doing the mystery knit along for the Impressionist Shawl from Helen Stewart. And in order to kind of keep on track with that, I have had time for nothing else except that and the sweater, which has actually started a whole thing, but I'll get to that. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to show the mystery knit along the Impressionist shawl first. So, spoiler alert, I have clue 1 and clue 2 done. So what I will do, I'm not going to talk about the pattern, so you can either look away or I'm going to timestamp here when we're done. So you can skip ahead and not, you know, get any spoilers. So, are you ready? Ready? Here it comes. All right. Find the right side here and not not knock any of them off. Okay, so here it is, people. I love this. And I did make a goof. And I'll see if I can, okay, so if you see, where's my glasses so I can see? So you'll notice that there is, trying to find it here, okay. So you see these here? There's supposed to be like 2 rows of those here. And that's when I realized that trying to do this when you've got dim lighting and not a whole lot of sleep was kind of a bad idea. So because I read the pattern and I don't, you know what? I don't know what I did, because when I realized what I had done and that I had forgotten to knit one of these rows, well, 2 of these rows, I kind of looked at it and thought, because when I originally looked at it and I looked at the pattern, I thought, oh, that's a weird way to start the thing off with. I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to start it off with these stitches. I was supposed to repeat them all the way. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. So anyway, but that's kind of a minor thing. It's really not going to change the look significantly in any way, but I love the way the colors are playing with each other. They're playing nicely. And I did make a last minute switch for my 3rd color, which is kind of this purpley color here. So it's really great. I cannot do lace if I have any kind of distractions. So the lace part actually took me a while to do, because I had to keep, I'm just going to show you this. You know, I had to keep kind of counting in my head, and of course my being brain dead this week hasn't helped. But yeah, so I ended up taking my time with that, and I'm glad that I did, because, and I'm really glad that she suggested putting the little stitch markers between each section, which is what I normally do if I have to do lace, because that way you're catching any errors within that one little, you know, number of stitches. So yeah, so anyway, I put the shawl away. I'm just going to show the yarns I'm using right now. So if you had looked away and you're okay seeing that, this is Sweet Briar, which is my own yarn. There's none of this left in the shop. There we go. But it's actually one of my favorites, so I'm going to look at bringing it back. So there's that. My 2nd color, which I'm running dangerously low on, but I should have enough, is Peppermint Bark, and that is by Cakewalk yarn. And my 3rd color, which is the one I switched out, it's like shaped like a beehive right now. But that's Clover, and that is by Lichen and Lace. There we go. And the dog hairs are just, again, for extra insulation. So that's the colors. And I'm really glad that I did switch that one out, because the one I had picked originally was, I think I've got it here, was this one. But the red in it was there was a little too much orange, and it wasn't right. It just wasn't the right color for what I was kind of trying to match up. So anyway, I have been working pretty religiously on that and the sweater, and the sock. So the sock is kind of my early morning knitting. I usually would try to get some of the shawl done once I hit the lace portion when I first got home. And then, what else? Oh yeah, and the sweater was good TV watching because look at this, people. Oh my God. I think I turned a corner. I turned a corner, people. Da-da, da-da, da-da. So, put it on. Look, I can do this now. So, I have to bring this down kind of to the same length that one's at, I think. And then I'll join them. I don't know. And I mean, yeah. So it's starting to look like a sweater to me. I kind of understand where I am in the whole thing. Hopefully I should just leave my glasses on today. So this is the front, and then this is going to be kind of like the ridge that's at the shoulder. And that's the back, which is currently on hold. So I think I might have like one more inch to knit on this, and then it's going to be, that was an attractive look. So I think I need to, I think I need to bring this down so that they're even. So I've got like another inch and a bit to do, which I may do today. So that is the Puntilla sweater by Locatelli. So I had a few people mention to me that the structure that she uses is not necessarily kind of standard or whatever. So I was going to do the easy one for my next sweater, but that apparently uses the same construction, and I would like to try one that the upper portion of the sweater is constructed maybe a little differently, just so that I can, I think, kind of learn both ways. So, and I forgot to bring them down. I am going to run upstairs and get the patterns. Hang on. So, there's a couple, there's a few, there's like 5 or 10, okay, whatever. Sweater patterns that I'm looking at. Now, one just came out, or sorry, 2 came out, I think this week. Andrea Mowry has a new one out. Actually, there's 2 Andrea Mowry ones I want to do. She has a new one out. It's called Roses, which is beautiful. And she has the Weekender one, which I purchased, and I think I would really like to do that one. And then, again, my mad girl crush on Isabel Kramer is continuing because I want to just knit all of her sweaters. So I've got Ashes here, and I really like that one. Like, it just seems pretty simple, but I'm like, is a V-neck? Am I pushing it? I don't know. I don't know. But then she has a new one, Opteca, and I think this one came out this week, but I love this. Like, I love that. And then she has another one, which is a cardigan, which I think is fairly new. And I don't remember the name of it, but I'll put it down here and just insert a picture because I really want to do that one. And I haven't done a cardigan. Well, I haven't done a sweater. I haven't even finished this one. And suddenly I'm like, I want to knit all the sweaters. So anyway, that's what this Puntilla sweater has started. It started the whole love of I have to knit all the garments. The other thing I've been knitting on which I keep forgetting to bring down and show you, and I'm actually almost done, is my husband's sweater. Or no, he's not getting a sweater. His scarf that I got him for Christmas. So, oops, sorry. This is just a really simple, straightforward pattern that I didn't make it up. I saw it and then I couldn't find a pattern for it. So I just sort of looked at the pattern. It was pretty straightforward, or the picture, and I don't know if I can do this without clanking the needles. Oh my God, I'm so uncoordinated today. So this is it. It's just sort of blocks of stocking knit stitch with a garter border, and then there's like little garter sections like this separating it. That's it. This is how long it is. He doesn't want it super long, but I'd like to do it so that you can kind of like wrap it around like that. So I'm probably going to add another, I think I might do another foot and a half. So that's what I've been doing in like the car knitting when we drive to the summer house. One thing I did note for the sweater, and that's my loop bag, which I love, my favorites. I'm using my Chiagus, which are my interchangeables. I love my Chiagus. They're probably my favorite needle, those in the Addy Turbo Rockets. But this yarn, which I'm using, which is the Illimani. There's all kinds of strange things in this bag. I'm afraid to look too close. Yeah, there we go. The Eco-Llama Illimani 100% baby llama. There we go. So it's really slippery on these needles, and I think if I used my Lichen needles, it would have like a bit of more of a drag to it, and I would feel a little more secure. But I don't have the Lichen needles in this size on a longer needle. I do have the interchangeables, but the interchangeables doesn't have a cord this long. So I'm sort of debating, should I just get one this size and order it online? But I don't know. I kind of was looking around to see if one of the shops had them locally, but they have the interchangeable sets only. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I might just suck it up and keep going. But yeah, the yarn just feels really slippery, and I'm paranoid that I'm just going to like flick this way and it's going to go right off. So yeah, anyway, that's the works in progress, and sort of what's in the queue. I've got a couple other things in the queue because I went on another little pattern binge. I got Jojo's hat from Joji of the Grocery Girls and Mrs. Brown's Bags. I love this hat. It's just got such a nice, I think this is her daughter too. She's so pretty. Look at that hair. Oh my God, I have hair envy. So it's just like a really nice, I think it'll be a nice, easy, fun knit. So that's it. And then Kristen from Vine and the Yarngasm podcast came out with her Something Wicked fingerless gloves, and I love me fingerless gloves. So those, of course, now it's like getting into spring, and yesterday actually almost felt like spring because we got dumped on with snow, and then it was just cold. I'm like, what? Nova Scotia weather. So yeah, so that's kind of what's So what's in the queue with the sweaters? So here's the story. I got my taxes done and found out that I always, with my writing, you don't get taxes taken off, so you have to pay the taxes at the end of the year. So I'm always like shoveling money into an account where I don't touch it, just so that I've got enough money, and then I make like for the end of the year, but I also make installment payments on my taxes through the year. So I had like a nice chunk of savings kind of set aside, because I thought, oh, I might, in case I have to pay more than what the installments covered. Turns out I didn't. So and I was getting a little money back. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go treat myself to a sweater's quantity of yarn, because that's one thing I don't have in my stash. I have a lot of singles and in some cases a couple double skeins, but most of my stuff is like single skeins. But so I thought, I think from now on, what I'm going to kind of concentrate on when I'm buying yarn is going more for sweaters quantities. So I went and to the Loop yesterday, just as an arrival of Sugar Bush Bliss was happening. Let me see if you can see that. I can't see it because I don't have my glasses on. So these come in 50-gram balls, and this is, I don't know if you can actually see the color. What did I do with my glasses? Glasses on, glasses off. I feel like I'm all over the place today. Oh my God. Any new viewers are going to say, this lady's cracked. I'm not coming back here. So it's kind of like, it's not really showing here. It actually looks gray to me when I'm looking at what you're seeing on the screen. But it's not. It's actually a really soft sage green. And I'm trying to see if they have, I don't know if they have, oh, it's called Fiddle Leaf. Oh, I like that name. But it's like almost a piney, sagey green. And I keep holding it up like the color's going to change. I don't know if I show it against the blue. That's gray. Well, you can kind of see a little bit of difference there. But it's kind of a sport weight yarn. And I got, there's one more ball rolling around here. Oh, there it is. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I got 11 balls of 50-gram balls, which should be more than enough, hopefully. And if not, then she can order me in some more. So that was my splurge. And this is 70% extra fine superwash merino, 20% mulberry silk, and 10% cashmere. And I can seriously gush. Oh my God. This is so soft and squishable. Like, this is going to make a beautiful, beautiful sweater. So, yeah, I can't wait. And I do actually, sorry, you know what? I lied. I am a fibber. I do have some sweater quantities of yarn that I had, it's going to make a noise, that I had bought for the Daydreamer, which is an Isabel. No, that's a Heidi Kiermar. Sorry. Sweater that I had started, and then I got stuck because I didn't know what I was doing. And I think it was the wrap and turns that threw me off there. Now that I've got the wrap and turns sort of figured out enough that I can do it. I don't know if they're looking exactly super pretty, but I'm following the instructions on the videos to do it. So I think I'm doing it right. Anyway, I think if I go back to that one, I won't run into the same problems or get hung up like I did before. So I do have the yarn for that one, and I'm trying to think where I have those. So the Daydream sweater, I do have the yarn for that. But yeah, so I got like this far, and I was screwing stuff up. anybody who's seen the earlier episodes, I was doing the wrap and turns wrong and I was getting like all these holes. So I'm actually going to take this out and start it again. But I also have the yarn that I'm using in this, which is sort of a, almost like a bronzy sage. I seem to be on a sage kick. I have this in burgundy for another sweater. And for the life of me, I have no idea where it is. I can't find it in the bags there. So anyway, they're there. And I can't remember what sweater I pulled that for. So I do have sweaters quantities. I don't know why I said I didn't. I'm a liar. Pathological. But I also have a sweater's quantity of the lichen and lace. Got all the little bits hanging out here. So that's lichen and lace, and that's her lichen color. And this is in her singles fingering base. And I had bought a sweater's quantity of this to do the pavement sweater, which I think I'm still going to save this for that. Then I also have so I also was going to do the So Faded Cardi that Andrea Mowry did. So I have a sweater's quantity of these to do that with. And then I also bought the, everything's green. Here I was like all proud of myself for getting the sugar bush in the green. Because I was like, look, it's not gray or navy. And now I'm opening all this stuff up going, oh, look at all this green. Apparently, if I don't do gray or navy, green is my go-to. And kind of a sagey, ferny green at that. So this is Quince and Quo. This is Quince and Quo. This is their wasabi colorway. And I have a sweater's quantity of that. And I can't remember exactly, I don't remember which sweater I said I was going to do with that. So I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 sweater quantities. So I really don't need to buy any more, do I? A lot of it's in green. I may have to, well, one of it's in burgundy and one of it's kind of a bronzy color. I don't know what you would call that. Bronzy yellow brown. I don't know what that would be. Anyway. And then the burgundy one. So, and then the So Faded is like purples and blues because I was determined, well, okay, the blue and the gray, it's got blue and gray, but it's got purple. So that's out of my comfort zone. I'm really rambling on here today, people. Oh my God, there's going to be so much editing going on. Holy crap. All right. Moving right along. So the other thing that I want to cast on is Locatelli came out with her new wrap. I am going to do the Suburban one, but she came out with, oh my God, now I'm completely blanking on the name. I'm going to put it down here. But it's huge, and it takes 5 skeins. So, and it looks really good if you kind of do it, the skeins in like a faded progression of colors. And I thought, I don't know if I have what I need in my stash. But then I remembered, and I'm going to grab my glasses for this. Then I remembered a little while ago, I bought myself, sorry for the crinkling, a cone. I don't know why I bought myself a cone, but this is 100% superwash merino fingering weight. There is 1,736 yards per pound. And I don't know how many pounds this is, but it's more than one. So it's just bare yarn. So what I thought I would do is I would look at the pattern and, you know, because I was kind of complaining about having all this leftover yarn from other, like, from knitting socks or knitting shawls and having it left over from that. I've got like a bundle of sock yarn, and I know I could do the scrappy blankets or the granny square blanket. I don't know. Anyway, my point being, rather than open up like a new skein, what I'm going to do is figure out a way to measure what's on here. Ow, I think my hand's stuck. Cone. Stupid cone. Okay, so, because there's a lot here. So I've got to use it. And it's 100% superwash merino. It's fingering weight, which is what I need. So I am going to measure out, as best I can, the amount of yardage I need for each section. I'll give myself a little bit of wiggle room there on how much I do. And then I'm going to dye it up and just kind of like in varying shades. I think I'm going to go with kind of, you'll find this very surprising, navy. I like my navy. And I don't have any shawls or wraps in navy yet. So, so I think that's what I'm going to do. My other thought is that I could start off, because it sort of like goes dark, light, 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 the kind of the way she has it, and then it gets light, darker, darker, darker to the other end. I could do one end in sort of navy and the other end in kind of darker greens. And then kind of the middle lighter part could be speckled with both colors. Oh, I like that idea. Maybe I'll do that. But go ahead. Okay. Oh God, I gotta get some sleep. I really, really do. Okay. Anyway, so that's my plan for the wrap, which the name I can't remember, and I'll put down here, but it's Joji Locatelli's latest release. I don't know why I can't remember that. Anyway, I should have printed off the pattern, but whatever. Anyway, that's the plan. Yeah, so I should look at my notes because honestly, I'm just so all over the place that I did that. Fading point wrap. It's in my notes. I wrote it down. I just forgot I wrote it down. So, the Weekender sweater, the Rose sweater, there's a couple Isabel Kramer sweaters, and then the Daytimer by Heidi Kiermaier that I want to do. So, yeah, I have got, oh my gosh, it's going to be, I think actually, who is it? Is it Kristen over at Yarngasm is doing a Year of the Garment knit along? I might join in with that. I'm feeling a little more confident with the sweater knitting now that I sort of got over my fear and kind of like powered through it. And, you know, ran down to Mimi at the Loop, which is my local yarn store, when I ran into trouble. And then I think I am over the paralyzing fear that was keeping me from knitting sweaters. So, that's that. I think that's everything. So what else? What else? I'm looking at my notes again because, oh my God. People help me. What have I got? I don't know. You want to know? Oh, you know what? So here's the thing. Last episode, I showed some tester yarns that I was trying out, and I was going to put them up in the shop. Last week was so insane between work and getting the summer house ready and just like everything, and then not sleeping. So I was like dragging myself home at the end of the day and getting a little knitting done, and then just going, that was my, yeah, it was really attractive. I'm sure my husband loved it. Oh my God, the poor guy. Anyway, one thing I did buy, other than my sweater's quantity of yarn that I got yesterday, I did buy one other skein to, because I have to give my sister my self-striping yarn. socks from Yvie Knits. I bought another pair or another skein of her self-striping yarn, despite the fact that I do have a lot up there. Whatever. I love this. I just love these colors. Look at that. Oh, navy. I don't know, really. It's a tie between navy and gray for me. This is her. Really? Just leave the glasses on, Kelly. I don't know. You know what it is? It's like, I don't know. What are these? They're just reading glasses. My Costco specials. They're like, I don't know, 2.0 or something. So here's the thing. I have to wear, if I'm doing like, if I were looking from like here to the distance of the computer, I'd have to put on 1.5. And if I'm reading anything up close, I have to put on 2.0. So I have two pairs of reading glasses on my work desk. I'm constantly like switching them out. I could kind of get these glasses from the eye doctor that I think they have like the one strength here and one strength here. But it's sort of the difference between getting 3 pairs at Costco for like 20 bucks or 600 bucks on one from the eye doctor. And yeah, whatever. Oh, this is called Bailey the Tabby Cat, black, white, and gray white. So apparently there's no navy in here at all. But I'm telling you, man, it's navy. Look at it. It's navy. It's navy. And you know what? I do have another one of her skeins, which, where is it here? Where she's calling it charcoal. And I'm calling it navy. So, whatever. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But these ones are going to be mine. So I'm not, sorry, Al. You're getting those ones and you're not getting these ones. These ones are mine. But the other thing I did is that I'm getting really itchy to do 2 things. Number 1 is to knit all the garments. And the other thing is to learn how to design my own knits, which on the garment side of things, I'm like way far away from because I haven't even finished my first sweater. And I get that I'm really like jumping way ahead, but I picked up some books that are going to help me kind of understand the construction of knit garments, how to, if I run into a problem, hopefully they'll have like some different things, how to kind of create different garments. Yeah, so anyway, these I did a little Amazon thing. So this is Knitting Patterns, and this is by Kate Atherley. So this kind of covers pattern, structure, and elements, formatting and layout, how to go from test knitting to a final publication, online platforms, processes, blah, 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 and an introduction to important copyright laws. So that, so I got that one. And then I got this bad boy, The Knowledgeable Knitter. And this is Margaret Radcliffe. And this kind is master effective cast on bind offs borders, customized for perfect fit and personal taste, learn joining and finishing techniques, choosing yarn and swatching, solving problems and fixing your mistakes, which even if I don't decide to try to design sweaters down the road, this could be invaluable when I'm actually knitting the sweaters. So, and then the other one was Knitting Pattern Essentials, Adapting and Drafting Knitwear Patterns for Great Knitwear, or Knitting Patterns for Great Knitwear. And this is Sally Melville. So that was the other one. So I'm really looking forward to kind of diving into those and just seeing what I can learn and improving my skills as far as knitting the garments. And then hopefully down the road, learning how to create my own. And then the other thing I got, now this one was expensive and I kind of debated getting it, but I think overall it's going to be worth it in the end because knitting comfortably, the ergonomics of hand knitting. So this is Carson, I want to say Deemer. Deemer? I'm looking at it. Yeah, Deemers. And I first heard about this when Jody and Tracy from the Grocery Girls were talking about it. I think they had taken his class at one of the festivals or something that was going on, and they were raving about it. And I do find when I'm knitting, I'm getting a lot of like fatigue sort of like through here and also in like the joints of my first two fingers and my thumbs. So given the fact that I work in an office on the computer all day, when I'm writing, I'm on the computer for hours, and then the amount of time I spend knitting, I thought, you know what? I need to take care of my hands and my wrists and my arms so that I can actually keep doing all of these things. So I've only flipped through this. I haven't had time to really go through it in any depth because it just came in the other day. But this is probably going to be the one I dive into first just to see if I can find some better ways to like posture myself and stuff like that, so that my arms and hands don't get fatigued, and also like my back and my shoulders too, because I don't want to be like hunched over like that. You know, I go to chiropractor and massage therapy regularly. Sorry, Ooter. Just to, you know, to keep my back and everything healthy. So I don't want to be working against that. Those were like my big expenditures this week. And I did splurge a little bit, and then the sweater's quantity yarn. So I did splurge a little bit this week, but I think it was all on things that are really going to help me going forward, except for the sweater's quantity of yarn. I don't think that's going to help me, but I'm going to get a really nice sweater out of it, and that'll make me feel good, which is helpful. So that is it. So that was like acquisitions. Man, we just plowed right into that, didn't we? And I think that's kind of everything. Oh, yeah, I started talking about the yarn that I dyed last week, the tester yarn. I totally segued from one thing into another, and I think I started that and then I stopped. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh my God. So anyway, the tester yarns that, oh yeah, now I remember where I kind of like, and then busy, and then blah, blah. Okay. So the tester yarns I didn't get up in shop last week as I had planned because I didn't have time to do the photographing and the writing up the descriptions and everything and getting them into the shop. So I am going to do that this weekend. And then those will go up in the shop. They'll probably be there at some point tomorrow, if not Monday. So I'll do a little thing on Instagram announcing when they're up in the shop, and you can just, this is the Instagram address here. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll get that. Or you can just check the shop, which is here. Oh. And check that out like Sunday or Monday, and they'll be up. And I think that's everything. So I did have a question on the Ask Away, which FYI, there's a, oh, I remember what I was going to do. Oh my God, people. For any new viewers, it usually isn't this bad. I mean, I can be scattered at the best of times when I'm doing this thing, but I don't know. This is like epic scatteredness this week. Okay, so now the question is from her username on Ravelry is HSUV, and I don't know how to say that, and I'm not going to attempt to butcher it. So her question was, hi Kelly, I'd like to ask you a thing. Your podcast seems like a sort of virtual knitting group. Thank you. That is so nice. I like that idea, virtual knitting group. And I was wondering if there is a local knitting group that you go to as well, or if you knit with other people at all. Well, here's the thing. We have a local knitting group called Roving Knitters, which I joined, and I have yet to be able to get out to one of the knits, I was going to say one of the knit outs. I guess that's what it is, right? One of the knit outs, or knit ins that they have, just because the time frame it didn't work. There is one that one of the members usually has at the local library, which is actually just a few minutes from where I work, but it's right after work on Fridays, and I have to get home for the dog, so I can't, and I'm like on the other side of the harbor, so it's like half-hour deal with dog. I have to get back, have to find parking. It's just the whole thing. And usually, you know, on Friday evenings, my husband and I just kind of, after a busy week at work, just sort of crash and spend some time together. So I haven't gotten out to that one. They have had a couple at the Loop, which is the local yarn store that I mention quite frequently here because it's sort of my, it's like the mothership. But I haven't been able to get to any of those either because it's always usually on a day where the time of it is usually right when I have to be doing something else. So to answer the question, yes, I am part of a local knitting group, but I haven't gotten out to actually any of the knit-ins that they do. But I am eventually going to get to one. I swear to God. So if I do go though, I'm going to have to take something that is probably just like garter or stocking stitch because I literally can't talk to people and do anything that's got any kind of like pattern to it because I just, yeah, no, I can't. I don't have that kind of dual concentration, I guess. I have to focus on one thing and one thing only. But garter stitch or stocking stitch. So I could take a shawl like the grocery girl, a girl from the grocery store shawl, or a pair of socks, something like that I could do. So, and I'm really looking forward to actually being able to get out to one of them soon. So, yeah, so I hope that answers your question. I do love the idea that this is feels like a virtual knitting group. So hopefully you're all knitting along and my scatteredness today hasn't thrown anybody off too bad. So that was the Ask Me Anything. Total randomness. What have I got on that? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, the no sleep we've covered. We are this close to being done decorating the summer house. We're going there after I finish this. And we're going to put together the last dresser. And then we're going to hang the curtains. I think we're going to hang the curtains today. And put some of the decor items up. My father-in-law has sent down some items that we have to put in, but they're probably not going to arrive for another week or two because they're going to give us 24 hours notice, and hopefully I'll be able to get the day off work. It's just going to depend because we're getting into quarter end. So I don't know if I'll be able to get the day off work. My husband may have to wrangle that one himself. But that's really about everything that's going on. I'm really, really looking forward to diving in and knitting more sweaters. I'm like super jonesing on that. But I have clue 3 that came in for the mystery knit along for the Impressionist Shawl. So I may try to get a bunch of that done this weekend, which will hopefully free me up to finish the girl from the grocery store knit. Nope, shawl. We're almost to the end, people. Stick with me. We're almost at the end. Yeah, that shawl and then the sweater because I want to get down to knitting the body. And that's about it. I think that's everything. So I am going to let you people go. I apologize for the super scattered nature of this podcast. And here's hoping the next time you see me, I am well rested and my brain is functioning as properly as it does. You know, it's a bell curve. Sliding scale. Yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys go. And thank you so much for sticking with me if you've managed to get to the end of this. And I promise I will try my best to get some sleep. Um, and hopefully episode 30 I will be refreshed and ready to go. And I will have, you know what, by the time I think the Impressionist Shawl mystery knit along will be done by then. So I may have a finished object and hopefully I'll have the girl from the grocery store finished and I will have a good chunk of the sweater done and maybe even another pair of socks. I have such lofty plans. So I will see you guys next week. To all the subscribers and returning viewers, thank you. Thank you so much. And for all of the first-time viewers, I promise the next episode will not be so scattered. And thank you so much for sticking with us and hopefully you'll return. And if you like the episode, hit the thumbs up so that we can kind of get the word out and get the traffic flowing. Don't forget to check out the Ravelry group, Loch BRIAR Knits, and I think that's everything. So I will see you guys in a couple weeks and hit the subscribe button if you want to be notified of when the next episode is out. And until then, happy knitting, everybody. See you later.